Ooh, blue world. Uh-oh, Android 1718. Lord, give me the blue world. I'm blue, I'm a bleed on a blind. I'm a bleed, I'm a blue, I'm a bleed on a blind. What is going on? We are back in the world of Dokkan. As you can see, we on the main JP account. You know, we've been saving some stones. You know, we got lucky that anniversary. I'm not gonna lie to you, act like we weren't blessed by God. But the time is nigh. The Tanabata, patata, patuta, patata. So you say tomato, I say patata, tomato, Tanabata. Banner is here. As you can see, the brand new Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Goku. This is actually the first Phi LR since Phi Bardock, which, if I'm not mistaken, someone on the subreddit said was like a million zillion years ago, which is pretty cray-cray. But these guys look pretty fucking lit. They look pretty fucking badass. Their 12 key actually looks sexy. I ain't gonna sit here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you that I don't have a hard on right now looking at this. I would like to see this come to global. But at the same time, I don't know what the fuck the next anniversary is going to be for JP, and I'm kind of on the fence about doing this banner. So, when in doubt, I figure why not go ahead and... Fuck, where the fuck is it? Scene 2, scene... There we go, baby. There we go. Professional. Professional. As you can see, we are here on the alt account. I forgot I had alt accounts. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to like log into these bitches like every day, and then I forgot they existed, so boo to me, because I probably could have like a zillion stones right now, but I'm a lazy piece of shit. Instead of fucking paying attention, signing into my Dokkan accounts, all the alternates, I don't even know what the fuck this is. I guess this is if you're on a new account, I guess. That's what I always liked about this game. You either don't log in forever, they give you something special, or you don't play the game and they give you something special. What about the day one, bro? What about your day ones, homie? But here we go. This is the badass, super duper special banner. I actually want to see what their Omega Manga super attack looks like. My bad, go back. Play the Omega Manga. Let me see this. I want to see what this looks like. Okay. Oh, damn, I thought the fucking boost dice took a shit on itself. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me get the lotion out. Oh, boy. Oh my god. By the way, someone did a fucking side-by-side comparison of the anime and the game. And dude, it don't even compare. Like, old Dragon Ball Z doesn't look as good as Dokkan because the graphics are better. And in Dragon Ball Super, the animators were high on fucking methamphetamine, so it don't look that great. No offense, I know there's a lot of Super fanboys out there, but go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. How dare you? How dare you say Super has good... By the way, let me just say... My favorite thing about this character art is that Goku's smiling, happy as shit, and Vegeta's just fucking frown down, ass up, salt in the wound. But let's go ahead and see. Let's see. If I end up getting an LR of any type, I'm gonna switch over to the main account. But I don't know. I don't know how good the rates are. I don't know how good this is. There's only one LR in this banner other than these guys, which is Tech Gobros, right? I'm pretty sure that's the only LR that's in this banner. Alright, we got Vegeta, who is super but has big bad bosses. We got Karate Krillin. We got Piccolo, also known as Piccolo. His character design also has Piccolo. That's another thing I saw on the subreddit that I always felt this, but to see it verbalized really hurts, is that they did a comparison post between Rebrain and... Oh, this is Block 16, right? That nigga's a fucking monster. Okay, this is that Rage fucking Trunks. Oh yeah, you do get tokens for this. Alright, so it's not that bad. But they were doing a comparison between Rebran and Piccolo. And Rebran has 4 different forms. Yeah, the Gobros are only other LR. 4 different forms, like in terms of like names. You know how like you have like Golden Frieza, Angel Golden Frieza, just Golden Frieza. Or like, you know, Super Saiyan Goku Cell games. You know, some shit like that where it's the same character, but the name is different so you can run on the same team. And my boy Piccolo, bro, this nigga, you got him fighting 17 with no cape on. You got him with Gohan with the cape on. You got him fused with Kami. You got him fucking transform with Kami. And they, you know what the game does? They go, yeah, you Piccolo. That's your name. You understand that? Your name is Piccolo. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. You know what? For the LR... I kind of wish they made it Piccolo and Gohan, because technically Gohan in the back. Technically Gohan is there. I mean, yeah, he's, you know, doing nothing, not dodging like a piece of shit, but it still doesn't change the fact that fucking Gohan is there. Ooh, alright, Vegeta on his second multi. So far what I've learned is whenever I do this, I'll have really good luck on the alt account, and then I'll go to the main account and get absolutely fucking nothing. Which is always that's the main idea. Because I already play my JP account so much that the alt accounts get much love. Honestly, I realize now, ever since I've been trying to get a newer job, you know what, actually, let me see if I can, let me lower the volume on my headphones, because like right now my computer audio isn't super loud, but my headphone audio is super loud, so I feel like I'm shouting, which isn't necessary. But, like I was saying, you know, as common as this guy is, I never got a dupe of him on Global, and I would love to get a dupe of him, because I don't run him that much, just because the 5 Vegeta and so many other people have like 1 or 2 dupes. Ooh, nice. This guy, dude, this guy is dumb good, dude. I'm fucking, your boy got lucky, got him on the single. Another reason why I'm never gonna get the fucking Go Bros. I mean, fucking not Go Bros. The SSB Vegito and SSB Gogeta, because your boy got too lucky on Global. But yeah, like I was saying, I really don't have a lot of time to play, you know, my JP account, just because I've been looking for jobs recently and I've been studying for interviews. And I've also been looking at houses to potentially buy, because thankfully, because of this fucked economy, interest rates for houses are actually somewhat affordable. They're below 3%, and if you don't know what interest rates are, they're basically a rate at which the government fucks you in the ass. Usually it's like 5% if it's in a good economy. Right now they're like 2.9. So I'd really like to get a mortgage loan and, you know, get instead of like getting a deep dick in a 12 inches, just give me a 7-inch cock. That'll be great for me. I'll take that up the poop chute any fucking day. Trump, you know, fucking J. Edgar Powell, whoever wants to give the dick, give the dick. I'm here. I'll pay my fucking bills. Just, you know, have some mercy on my family. Just have mercy on my family. What's hilarious is that my fucking dad actually told me, because I told him, like, yeah, I'm thinking of maybe buying a house for the first time. And he's like, yeah, dude, you know what you should do? Best idea? You should buy investment property. Investment property. Don't live there. Just get investment property. You stay there with your family. Because right now we live, ever since I was younger, I've lived at my grandmother's house. Because my family's just been broke fucking parasites. And, basically, my dad's like, yeah, get an investment property so you can make more money and then move out to like a better house or whatever. And honestly, the houses I've been looking at haven't been terrible. I mean, they're like lower than what most people would be looking at. And by lower, I mean like, I'm trying to hit the target of like 299,000, 300,000. Where I live, I'm on the East Coast. Like, I'm not that far from New York City. It's like maybe an hour ride. So like the taxes are fucked, property's fucked. For 300,000, that's like on the lower end. A lot of people on average pay 350 to 400,000. But unfortunately, right now, because interest rates are so good, people are actually overbidding. So to give you an example, I saw a property that I was interested in. It was listed for 320,000, and I said, you know what? I'll give 330 as like as an outperforming bid, and that shit got sold to someone else who paid more. So I'm assuming like 335, 340. So people are outbidding. You know, for example, I looked at 2 houses today that I'm probably gonna pay either $10,000 or $15,000 more than the listing, and the reason why that ends up being worth it is because interest rates are so low. And the one house I was looking at, the taxes were pretty good. They were like $5,000 a year, which is fucking god tier. My nigga, what I love is the fucking house I looked at was technically a quote-unquote better neighborhood than mine. And, bro, my neighborhood taxes are fucked. Like, literally $14,000 a fucking year for nothing, bro. They don't fix my street. They don't have the police come around. When niggas get shot, you gotta wait a while. When the fucking goddamn fireworks are shooting at your house, like you're in the motherfucking Taliban fucking... It's like I'm in Afghanistan, bro. It's a motherfucking war zone. Motherfuckers are shooting fucking bottle rockets at my fucking house. No one gives a shit. No one fucking cares. Meanwhile... Well, first of all, I'm saying this like I'm a taxpayer. Again, I and my family have been parasites for all my life. I do not pay taxes currently. But the fact that if I were to buy a house in my neighborhood currently and I would pay more than another neighborhood or a comparable neighborhood is fucking bullshit. But it is what it is, bro. Whatever, bro. I'm taking an L either way. I have money in a savings account right now that I've been saving just for, like, buying a house. And I really want to get a house because, one, I already got pre-qualified, which means they fucking rate my credit report. This is one thing I love about being an adult, is like now I give a fuck about my credit score. Now I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to fuck up my credit score. Like, and it's like, dude, I could give a fuck about a credit score, but like for real, if you have an ass credit score, these cocksucking pieces of shit will look at your credit score. They'd be like, sub 600, sub 700. Yeah, we're gonna give you a more fucked interest rate. Like, I understand credit scores are somewhat important, but what the fuck does that have to do with anything if like you have the money to pay the bills? Like, if I have a credit score of 800,000, but then an annual income of like 50K, wouldn't it be better if I had a credit score of 500 and then an annual income of like, I don't know, 100K? Like, I don't get it. Like, why? And like, dude, the thing that got me so tight is like, my parents have fucked credit scores. My dad, for the longest time, like 2 years ago, he's like, yeah, dude, I got God tier credit, thank God, very good credit. I went and bought a car with this guy. Bro, this fucking scumbag, as much as he says he has good credit, this nigga had a 650. Now, 650 isn't terrible. It's manageable. But, like, all this guy's shit-talking, all this guy's fucking, like, yeah, I put in that work, you know, I got that flex, you know what I mean? Fuck with me and my credit score. And I'm thinking, like, oh, shit, he probably got, like, 800 or something. And then, like, I see that fucking wimpy. My credit score is better. Right now, my credit score, 775. Officially, if I get 25 more points in my credit score, I'll be Caucasian. Like, my skin will change. My name will change. My credit score gonna... First of all, when you get an 800 credit score, they call and ask. They say, would you like a higher credit score? Are you happy with that score, sir? And I go, you know what? And I wasn't white long enough to go, you know, yeah, I'm great. Whereas if I was white for, like, more than a year, I'd be like, you know what? Sub 900 is dog shit. I don't know how high your credit score can go. I'm guessing it's 800. Like, that's how fucking low class I am. I have no idea how high your credit score can go. But yeah, I've been really busy with interviews. I've been really busy with studying. I've been really busy looking at houses and getting cucked and fucked. And, you know, looking at a house. For example, I looked at a house that was worth, like, I think it was, like, worth $320. I already mentioned, I tried to offer $330. They told me to go fuck myself. So I'm basically looking at houses that are in the 300K range, giving them plus 10, plus 15, and praying that they accept it. I understand interest rates are good, but the fucking Federal Reserve already said they're going to keep interest rates close to 0%, so mortgage rates should, you know, stay below 3.5. Here's the thing. A lot of things should happen, right? They should stay below 3.5. But let me tell you something, bro. This is what gets me so tight about these cocksucking pieces of shit business owners, these pieces of shit that fucking pretended like coronavirus was going to end their careers. Yo, tell me how oil hit a motherfucking point in time where it was negative, mega negative, right? God damn, we get back-to-back Vegetas. Mega negative, right? I look at the gas prices in my neighborhood, right? 150. Best I ever saw was like 155, 160. And now that gas is rebounding a little bit, it's still fucked. Gas per barrel is like at a record low ever. I go to a motherfucking gas station, it's $2. I go, my nigga, where you getting this 50 cent from, bro? Like, this is, like, the economy did not recover. Why am I giving you this extra 50 cent? And for me personally, you know, it's not the end of the world to give them that extra 50 cents. But I know that these motherfucking... Dude, here's the thing, right? This is why I had no sympathy for the motherfuckers that once they got fucked by Corona, oil in general, I had no sympathy. Because 2 weeks before that, right, coronavirus going on, world economy getting fucked, these cocksucking pieces of shit at the fucking Saudi Arabian Council, wherever the fuck they figure out the oil shit, and Russia, OPEC and the Saudis, these cocksuckers had a fucking balls to have an oil bidding fucking war where the Saudis were lowering the price of oil to fuck OPEC in the ass, and then they did the same thing, and then the coronavirus fucked oil even more, and then now I'm supposed to sit there and go, oh wow, I feel really bad. You literally fucked the price of oil as a political tool, and now that corona is fucking up the numbers even more, I'm supposed to feel bad? Nigga, eat my ass. Price per barrel of oil is less than fucking $40 fucking dollars. Nigga, let that reflect the price at the pump. Like, I remember in 2014 when the real president, the black president, President Obama, was fucking Russian ass. This is back when we fucked Russia. This is when we weren't allies with Russia. This one wasn't when we were sucking Russia's dick while Vladimir Putin was sending out fucking death contracts on U.S. soldiers. And we told them, take your fucking ruble rupees and go fuck yourself. And we basically said, that was at the time when, like, U.S. oil production was, like, at an all-time high. That was, like, when U.S. production, 100% internal. Like, it was fucking, like, oil out the ass. And we basically said, OPEC, go fuck yourself. Like, we on that oil gang, boy. So we were fucking OPEC in the ass. And oil was, like, the lowest I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was, like, when oil hit 160, 170. And for that time, when oil, like a couple months ago, was like $2.50, almost $3, that was like a moment in time where I was like motherfucking singing the Star Spangled Banner every fucking day. I was like, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know gas is cheap. And I was just fucking out there, nigga. I had the Confederate flag. I said, fuck it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna represent the Confederacy. That's how low these gas prices are. But, yeah, in general, I mean, I've been busy. And unfortunately, I have a lot of, like, games, like, mobile games that I have that really, Global Dokkan's the only one I really, like, main, the only one I really farm. JP Dokkan, abandoned. Like, I just don't have the time. Pokemon Masters, I like that game a lot. Those fucking scumbags got me so tight. On God, from October of 2019 to, like, December of 2019. Ooh, Blue World. Uh-oh, Android 17, 18. Lord, give me the blue world. I'm blue, I'm a bleed on a blind. I'm a bleed, I'm a blue, I'm a bleed, boom, boom, blind. So I'm pretty sure this is, like, extra special, right? Like, the fact that shit was blue. But yeah, like I was trying to say was that from Q4 of 2019, ever since investing, you know, I'm an investor now because I put a couple $100s in the stock market. Ever since Q4 of 2019, I had jack shit to do. Like, a lot of free time, a lot of jerk-off time, a lot of play-the-games time. And these fucking cocksuckers at Pokemon Masters gave, like, one event and, like, barely anything else. And then soon as the fucking year starts up, soon as I'm busy, job applications, looking for houses, busy motherfucker. Dude, these niggas drop Entei, which is a real fucking legendary event where it fucking schooled my bitch ass. And I'm like, I can't. Ooh. Shit, nigga, we just get an LR. We got the LR. Okay. I respect that. I respect that. Fuck. Alright, shit. Motherfucker. Alright. Damn, that was more than, what, 500 stones too? Not bad. Not that bad, right? Shit. Let me lock that up and then try to find time to actually play this fucking game. I'll be honest with you. I really wish they would implement a trading card system for this game. I understand people like me who are pieces of shit are gonna make alt accounts and like take advantage of it, but I really wish they would have added that so fucking badly. But like, realistically, how much money would they lose? Like, I would do it. Like, yeah, I would get this card and I would trade it to my account, right? Like, say on JP, like I trade this to my JP main. But like, realistically, how would that fuck them? Like, from a business perspective, like how many people would do that? I feel like out of all the players that do that, I think it'd be less than. I feel like it'd be less than 5%. I feel like less than 5% would bother in having alt accounts in order to have this type of rotation and do that type of shit. But I'm stalling because I realize now that I need to actually play the goddamn fucking main JP account, aka the main fucking goddamn game. So here we go. Here we go. This is the JP main. I think I'll actually put the audio on, because that's something me personally, I ended up liking, just hearing the audio, sound effects, music up a little bit. Alright. Is that up? The fuck? Am I retarded? Oh, I know why. Fuck, that's so annoying. Let me see. I actually have a dual screen set up. So, like, I have one monitor that is showing, my PC, and for some reason, I don't know why, it doesn't really matter how hard I try, but the audio doesn't come out properly unless I have it like on it for some reason. So let me go ahead, let me lower that actually. Let's lower this down to there, let's lower that down to there, lower you a little more. Bada bing, bada boom. And let's go back here. So this looks good. That seems like a pretty good audio setup, right? Maybe a little bit louder. It's always good. This is very professional. Very professional. But as you saw on the JP alt, we got the LRs. The LRs within a couple of summons. So I'm sure I'm going to do that on a main account. I'm going to get jack shit and kill myself. Not really kill myself because I work too hard on getting my credit score where it is now. So really, at this point, I'm going to start doing some Michael Jackson type shit. I'm going to get injections. I'm going to sleep during the day with medication. I'm basically trying to stay alive as long as possible to take advantage of my credit score as long as possible. Because really, that's all you really work for. You work for the credit, you work for the fucking taxes, you work for the state, You try to get on the federal government's good side, and you try to prove that you have some type of self-worth, and then that's how they respect you. That's how they give a fuck about you. So, at the end of the day, what can I say? Hey, we got the new Krillin. Yeah, honestly, this card art is pretty nice. Like, this nigga tying his belt. He's walking towards you. He's vibing and shit. Nigga's sexy as fuck. OG SSB Goku. Alright. I see you, Pimp. I see you, Pimp. I would really like to see that SSB Goku get an easy A, honestly. Although, I wonder if that would fuck up the SSB KK easy A. So we got Tien and Chiaotzu, which is a legendary pair in my opinion. So let's see, does anything special happen here? We're going to get Super Saiyan G, Super Saiyan D, Super Saiyan Elemental P. Alright, Super Saiyan 2. Game told me to go fuck myself. But yeah, life has been pretty busy. Life has been pretty hectic. I know for me personally, I had an interview today. I actually took off today. I took off today, but I still had shit to do. Damn, another fucking Krillin. Yo, I see one more Krillin, bro. I'm gonna feel like the game is fucking with me. I like Krillin, but I don't like him that much, to be completely honest with me. If I had a choice between the LRs and that Krillin, you already know who I'm choosing. But yeah, I ended up taking off today from work, and I had an interview with MongoDB, which is a little bit outside of my comfort zone because the position was for kind of like almost like not DevOps, but like developer resources, like the tools you make, the software you make, the ideas to like help other developers, which isn't terrible, but I feel like for me, I would prefer to do something that's feature driven, because for that role, I feel like it would be very like user generated, like, oh, as an agile team, we need to deploy this, can you do that? Or like, as this team, we need to do that, can you do that? But dude, again, that Bears is God tier. I don't think I have him on GP. There you go. Hold up. Put the phone down. Shout out to your boy, the demon, the motherfucker who is the best of them all. The fusion of a fucking Cyberman and Chiaotzu. Chow Man. Fucking badass. Chow Mein, as I like to call him. Yeah, so it was a position that I'm a little iffy about in terms of the job functionality. But I mean, I'm open to it. I mean, the pay is low-key better than what I'm getting right now, so I'm definitely fucking, considering it. And also, the interview I did today was a technical interview. That shit was easy as fuck. That shit was way too easy. So, I don't know if that reflects the job, like, functionality. It was a programming question. Maybe I'm studying too much. But that was supposed to take an hour. It took me about 20 minutes. It was, like, way too easy in my opinion. I didn't see the problem before. I mean, I've seen problems similar to it. It was basically, what it is that you're given an array of items, and from that array of items, it asks you, can you add 2 items in that array to make some target amount? So let's just say the number 10. We want to add 2 items to the number 10, and I give you an array of 5, 4, 6, 7, 3, 2, and you could give back the pair 7, 3, 6, 4, 8, 2, like whatever's in the array. And it ends up being very, like, easy because there was a problem I did in the past that was kind of similar where you use complements. I think instead of addition, it might have been multiplication. Either way, same thing. Where, like, literally all you do is that you take the item from the array. So let's say the number 5, right? And you do the target minus the number 5. So you do 10 minus 5. Is there another 5 in this array that we can use as a pair, yes or no? If yes, then okay, then we can do that. If no, then, go fuck yourself. There's no pair. It ended up being really easy because I just ended up using a map. Dude, I'm telling you right now, bro, if you're studying for a programming exam, 2 data structures you better fucking know. Hash map and priority queue. Priority queue in Java is a heap, right? Bro, heap, god fucking tier, dude. And in Java, you can make a heap either a max heap or a min heap, meaning that items you put on the heap, the head will either be the largest entity or the head will be the smallest entity. And you could always, like, overwrite, like in Java they have a comparison operator, like compare to or comparator, where you can, like, override it and say if it's a custom object, you just, like, define how you want to compare it. Although in interview questions I've always seen, like, the data you get is either a tree node, a string, or integers, which is good because, like, it's fucking annoying dealing with shit that's, like, super complex. Yo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Give me that fusion, boy. So yeah, the problem ended up being really easy. The way that I solved it is that I basically, first I did it with a list where I just did like, hey, does there exist in this list? I took the array, copied it to a list, and did a contains method call, and I said, hey, does this contain this? If not, then it doesn't. If it does contain it, then yeah. And what I told him is like, listen, I did it with a list, which is slow because in order to use the list contains method, it takes on time. So the way that lists work in Java is that if you're looking for an entity, like say if I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and I say list.contains, the way that list.contains work is that it'll take the list, iterate over it, and see if that item is in there. And that takes on time. That means it's going to take, if there's 10 things, it's going to take, 10 time units. Whereas if you are using a map, which is what I ended up using, I just put it in the map, you just do map.get whatever entity. If it exists, then it exists, and you return it. So it's the same logic. It's the same exact logic. But the way that hash maps work in Java and most programming languages, it is constant time to add something to a map, and it's constant time to get something from a map. So it ended up being way more efficient, and it ended up even being better because what I did is that I basically added a test case for multiple instances. So say if you had 5, 5, I put it as the map. I put the value 5, like the key that we're interested in, and then I put the number. So like how many number of times it occurred, 1, 2, bumped it up every time it reoccurred. So yeah, the problem was really easy, and the reason why I say it was really easy is because it just seemed reasonable. Like all it is like if you know how to use maps, if you know how to use a for loop, which how the fuck do you know how to use a for loop? You could solve the problem fairly easily. Oh, another Vegeta. I guess is it impossible to get a Vegeta Blue on Dokkan Fest exclusive banners? I never ever got a Vegeta Blue and a Dokkan exclusive banner. I did get it one time on like an LR banner on Global, but I never ever got a Vegeta Blue on the Dokkan Fest exclusive banner. I guess it's possible. I have no idea. Yeah, so the interview question was really easy. Hearing the description from the guy I was talking to, it kind of sounded unattractive, kind of. Like, it didn't sound like a terrible job, but I definitely want to learn more about it because he's talking about, we do performance tests, and we'll take other people's software, and we'll make sure that it runs properly. We'll take other people's software and make sure it's tested properly, da-da-da. So it sounded almost like a quality assurance role. Not necessarily. It wasn't like QA, like you're just doing testing, you are developing. But at the same time, I like what I've been working on where it's like feature software, where it's going to a customer, where you drive what you're going to create. There's more say in the architecture and the design, and I feel like that's more interesting. I have done the performance stuff. I have done like the more like heavily testing based in terms of the role, because technically when I got hired, ooh, go bros, all right. Shit. I actually don't have this on this account, I don't think. So shit, alright, that's worth it. Yeah, I have done that. Like, I've done that role. But, I don't know. I like something that's more feature driven. And I also have a lot of fucking interviews. Like, what's hilarious is, like, some company, I think it was Bloomberg, I applied to them, and they told me to go fuck myself. And then they emailed me today, and they're like, hey, you want to fucking talk? Like, schedule a time, we're going to have a technical interview. And I'm like, whatever, bro. What are you, fucking retarded? Like, what are you fucking, what are you, bipolar? Like, they literally sent me 2 emails for the 2 applications that I did. And they're like, yeah, sorry, we're choosing to go ahead with someone else. And then they emailed me today, and they're like, yeah, this looks good. Schedule a meeting. I'm like, all right, what the fuck? All right, whatever, dude. So I have interviews lined up, and I am trying to get back into Amazon. I already did one interview with them in March. I was not prepared enough, and I got fucking raped. So I was kind of hoping to do, like, another Amazon interview. I was hoping to do a Facebook interview, but a lot of the jobs that I was looking at already got filled. But it is what it is either way. MongoDB is a pretty good company. It's a little bit different because I use Python. I usually use Java. Not the end of the world, but, another thing to take into consideration. And at the end of the day, what can I say? I ended up getting an LR on my main account. It was not the badass, amazing LRs. But to be completely honest with you, I can't lie to you. I really could care less. As dumb as that sounds, JP, I love JP. I do like playing JP, but I don't have the fucking time right now. So the fact that I don't have the time means that this is irrelevant. This means that I need to work on my interviews. This means I need to work on my questions. This means that I need to study. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now, because someone asked in the last video, I think it was the last video, one video, it's like, how do you study? I need studying tips. I'm going to tell you how you study. You just be fucking miserable. Make sure you're miserable. You know how you, like, have dedication? You know how, like, you're, like, doing shit, right? Like, I'll give you an example, right? I'm a lazy piece of shit. I hate exercising, right? You know how I know when I'm going to actually exercise that day? I get fucking miserable. I get fucking upset. I get fucking frustrated. You know how I know when I'm going to study? Like right now, I know I'm going to study after this because already I'm getting tension in my fucking neck. Because I know I'm going to do it. Because you know how like you tell yourself like, oh, I'll exercise tomorrow. Oh, I'll exercise sometime next week. Oh, I'll study tomorrow. Oh, I can study that. If you say that and then you go, alright, like you have no stress whatsoever, that means that you're not really about to study. Like you're not really about to like do anything. So you need to be serious. You need to be fucking miserable. And remember, if you are in college, let me tell you something right now. Anyone who's high school, anyone who's in college, if you're doing your homework, if you're fucking miserable and all your friends are happy, all your boys are happy, all the people who see around you are happy, let me tell you something right now. On graduation day, you're going to be smiling, the niggas going to be crying. Because I got a lot of boys who are dumb happy in college that graduated in psychology, graduated in some bullshit-ass degree. They still working in the bagel shop. Some dude I know, he's not even a friend of mine directly, but his dumbass cheated his way through computer science, and now stupid works at a library. Good job, you played yourself. Key to success, be miserable. The more miserable you are, the more you just want to fucking jump out the fucking window. That's how you know you're a professional. That's how you know you're going places. And, by the way, take a lot of Aleve, take a lot of fucking Bayer aspirin. The heart attack's probably going to come. If you ever seen Stand and Deliver, you know that scene where that motherfucker, he's teaching all day, then he goes home to his cunt wife who doesn't appreciate him, then he goes to an after school program to teach niggas English, and then he just falls over and has a heart attack. That's success. If you don't have a heart attack at least once in your life, you ain't doing it right. You need a fucking heart attack at least once. Not fatal, but it's coming. I can feel it. I can feel it right now. Me talking right now, I feel my arteries clogging up because that's how miserable I am. So remember, have fun, have a good day, have a fun 4th of July. But if you're happy, ain't shit happening. You gotta be a miserable fuck. That's how capitalism works. Capitalism is running off of being a miserable fuck. I mean, look at Donald Trump. That nigga is the most miserable fuck you've ever seen. He became president. He took that shit like a fucking robber in the middle of the night. And if it wasn't for his misery and fucking, just general fucking, general anxiety, general fucking pain in the ass, general fucking miserability, I don't think it would have happened. So remember that. Remember, at the end of the day, if you're miserable, you're doing it right.